second game was pretty nice too, right? All right, let's talk a little about this. We've got historians and then their lectures, and then O and W before L, F before O, H before both G and J. And that, again, as with the first game, gives us a rule of two scenario. If F has to be before O, which has to be before L, there's only two ways that can happen. Either F is in second place before O and L, or else F is in first place. Now, if F is in second place before O and L, they have to be in that order. And then with H before G and J, you could put an H here and G and J in some order in third and fourth. That leaves S and W as our remaining lectures in some order. And at that point, that scenario is basically just done. Of course, F could be first, in which case it leaves us some more wiggle room. O has to be before L, but there's three ways we could do that. So this is not O, this is not L, it's still either S or W. And then we still have H before G and J, so that's going to be H before both G and J, which are going to come in some order. Not as determined, but still not too shabby. All right, we did get a global accounting question with number 6, and answer choice A just breaks our first rule. You have to have O and W before L. Answer choices B and C both broke our third rule. H has to be before both G and J. And answer choice D broke our second rule, so get rid of that shit. That leaves us with only answer choice E. And then question 7, what has to be true? And let's take a look at answer choice B. Why does that have to be true that H is before the L, the lithograph? Well, we can look at our rule of two scenario. In option A, H is before the lithograph. In option B, we've still got to have O before L. So, I can't put a lithograph there because at the earliest, it would be O and then L. No matter what I do, H has to be before L. Number 8, if watercolor's third, well, let's put watercolor in third place and just see what has to be true. Watercolor has to be before lithograph, so that's a lithograph. Now we have to have F before O, so that means it's got to be F and then O, which means this is an S. H before both G and J, so H and then G and J in some order. And what we're asked, what could be true? Answer choice E. All right, question 9. What cannot be true? All right, let's take a look. 4 of these things could be true. One of them cannot. Answer choice A, Farley gives the lithographs. Farley lithographs. I can go back to my rule of 2. Ooh, my voice is on the whole octave. P-word, a bitch. Farley does not do lithographs. Not here, S or W. Not here, S or W. Farley does S or W, not L. And so that's why A is the answer. And that leaves us with only question 10. If Garcia gives the sculptures lecture, what could be true? All right, if Garcia is doing the sculptures, there are 2 possibilities for that, right? G or J in these last 2. So it's either Garcia doing the sculpture here or Garcia doing the sculpture here. Let's start here. We have to have F before O before L. So that means we have to have O before L with F in front of it. That means this will be a W. And then you've got to have H before both G and J. Cool? Cool. In the second option, same thing. You've got to have F before O before L. F, O, L. Which means this will once again be a W. H has to be before both G and J. And that's what that looks like. What could be true? A, lithographs is third. Yeah, sure, no problem. Lithographs could be third. That finishes the second awesome game in this awesome game section. All right, in that video, I showed you why all the right answers were the right answers in that game.
But I didn't really show you how to arrive at those answers. I didn't give you a system for dealing with the questions. I didn't give you a method for arriving at a diagram and working through a game on your own. And that's because I think that's worth paying for. If you agree with me, check out this link and you can see a list of all our current course offerings and their prices, and they're pretty reasonable, I think. And if you don't want to pay for that, that's totally cool. Just keep making the best use you can out of all these free videos, and please tell all your friends and family, neighbors and acquaintances and people you meet on the street how awesome we are. Of course, if you thought that was awesome, you really should see what's in the paid course.